All right, so on this video here, we're gonna dive into setting goals, okay? Setting goals is one of the most important things, on your journey to becoming successful, accomplishing what it is that you want, and ultimately just thriving and moving forward in life. Once you overcome having a victim mindset and you've written down in your journal what it is that you want, you have to declare your goal, okay? And now anybody can write down something and call it a goal, but with your goal, you need to put deadlines behind it and you need to take necessary action and measure that time that it takes you to get to your goal, okay? So let's go ahead and get started on this. This video won't be very long because it's very straight to the point whenever it comes to what you want for your goal and setting your goal, all right? So first of all, you have to ask yourself your track record. You have to ask yourself, what have I done? What am I willing to do? And what can I do? Those are three completely different subjects right there. What have you done? What are you willing to do? And what's possible for you? Okay? So those you need to really know that. You need to really understand and know like those three things, because if you don't know that, then you can just write down on paper, hey, I want to make $1 million, and then you're just going to be sitting there wanting to make $1 million because that's your goal, is to want to make $1 million. It's not to make $1 million. So like you have to write down your goal like this, okay? So like let's say for me, like I was a track athlete, and you know I went to state every year. I was the fastest kid in my school. I broke records in the 100-meter dash, things like that. And so for me, the way I had to write down goals and actually make it work was on every pair of track shoes I got for the next season, I would put my new goals on those track shoes. And I didn't make it anything crazy. Like let's say my goal was to make a 10-500-meter sprint, okay? And whenever I was a freshman in high school, I was doing like 11-1, 11 flat, 10-9, you know what I mean? Going into my sophomore year, I was doing like 10-9, 10-8, 10-7. So going into my junior year, I was like, okay, when I got my new pair of shoes, I wrote, I want to do a 10-5 100-meter sprint. So I knew that like, okay, the year before, if I'm doing, 10 sprints in practice, now I need to do 13 to 15 sprints in practice. I need to do 3 to 5 extra sprints than the other guys on the team. And I need to run even faster than those other guys run. So if coach asked me, Calvin, I want you to run these 10 sprints, I want you to run them at 75%, I need to be running them at 85% and telling coach I'm doing 75%. And then when practice is over and everybody else is leaving and coach leaves, I need to do a little bit more than the other athletes so that I can be that much faster than them, and I can also be that much faster than myself the year before. See where I'm coming from? So I had to ask myself, okay, what's my realistic goal? Like, what am I capable of doing? Second, what am I willing to do? I'm willing to work a little bit extra than the other people. And then last but not least, what's possible, okay? Because it's not possible, it wouldn't have been possible for me to do like, okay, I'm gonna do all 10 of these sprints at 100% and then do 5 extra at 100%. That's not realistic because I'm gonna feel like complete trash. And then when I go to the meet, my body's gonna be depleted, right? So I had to figure out what I was willing to do, what I was capable of doing, and what was realistic. Like, you have to do that. So with that being said, you could do the same thing for money. You can do the same thing for a relationship. You could do the same thing for a job, etc., etc. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to get a piece of paper out and I want you to write these 3 things down, okay? For your goal. I want you to write down this. What you're willing to do, what you're currently doing, and what you're capable of doing. And I want you to go over this and I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to be honest with yourself, okay? Be very honest with yourself. If you feel like that your goal is $100,000 and you can't really make that, don't put that down. Like, make small goals, okay? Increments. Let's go back to segments. Start things in segments. It has to be very small and then work your way up, okay? If you're making, $30,000 or $40,000 a year. Don't make a goal that $5 million in 6 months. That's crazy, okay? It's not unrealistic, but if it's not realistic to you, it's more than likely not gonna happen. So make something tangible you can believe, and then watch how your manifestation and watch how writing your goal down works. And then once you realize it works, then start to increase, okay? Just like anything else that you would do in life, okay? You go to kindergarten through 4th grade, then you go 5th and then 6th and then 7th. You know what I'm saying? You keep progressing. You don't go into kindergarten and say, well, the goal is for this kid to go to college, so he's in kindergarten, let's just start putting him in college classes so he can get ready for the end goal, so he can have his career earlier. No, you have to go through stages of your success. You have to go through stages of goals. I rewrite goals every month for myself. You don't want to keep the same goals for a long time. So it's important you can actually reach these goals and they're attainable. So write down what it is you're willing to do. Write down, whether it's possible for you or not, and then just take action. Kick some ass and take some names later, okay? So write down those 3 things I told you and take action on it. And the best is yet to come.